That's the new sound from Goss, Give Me One More Chance. It's released today. The last time you were here, look, you were full of optimism. You were looking forward to getting back out there on the scene.
Yeah.
Now that the single's released today, a little bit of fear, trepidation. What's it feel like?
I'm very confident. If I have to base things on the music and how confident I am about what I'm doing. I can't. If I was to read press sometimes and things like that, then I would be a nervous wreck all the time. But I'm really confident about it, and there's been a lot of goodwill. I've had more plays on radio than I've ever had before this last week. I've got some good TV shows coming up. I've had some great reviews of the single, so I can only be confident. I have to be. Yeah,
of course, it makes a good story if there's no success, no life for you after Bros, of course. And I don't know, what way your confidence stands, but last week there was a Meet the Fans session which went badly wrong and was widely reported in the press. We can see a picture of it here. This is you meeting the fans, and as we can see from that, it doesn't take a lot of imagination to see that there ain't too many fans around there.
To straighten it up, actually, to be honest with you, that was. I mean, I'm glad you mentioned it, because that was actually a press meeting. When you're out and about doing promotion, you normally stay in a hotel, so you meet journalists there. I was on my way up to Newcastle, and I did 2 phone interviews on the phone. I did an interview with Metro FM in the radio station, and because I wasn't staying in a hotel, I said, let's go to the venue and meet a couple of journalists and do it there, so I can check out the venue, promote the show. And the photographer, one of the journalists who was there, said, let's take it in the stalls. There was 30 kids outside. I don't know how they knew. I said, why don't we take it with them and promote the gig? He said, no, let's do it in the stalls. And that's what it was. It wasn't a Meet the Fans session at all. And that's why I'm suing the paper and there's 3 papers involved, and a photographer actually who was employed by the people. I'm taking them to court because it's misrepresentation. It's just
don't
unfair.
Let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. Some stories are quite funny. You can't do I mean, I'm probably the only band in the world that could play the stadium and get called a has-been. It's quite funny, really. I mean, you can't do anything about it. You have to go with the flow. But when there's a lot of goodwill around, and my tickets are going really well for the show at the moment, for the tour, I'm getting a lot of support and everything, and then people promote the wrong sort of thing. People sort of get the wrong idea and they think things are going bad, and it's complete opposite of that. It's the negative of the bad situation that they're promoting. So it wasn't a Meet the Fans thing. As when I was on here last time, I did a book signing, and 1,800 people turned up, and that's because they were invited to come along. It never was and never intended to be a Meet the Fans.
Okay, no, fair enough. And we're going to talk about who exactly your fans are and whatever, because obviously a lot of new bands on the scene, Worlds Apart, East 17, Take That, all that sort of thing. And we're going to meet some new guys on the scene after the break, and they're Bad Boys Inc. And they'll be here after this.
My girlfriends at the time were very interested in Bros.
Unlucky.
Tell you what, you should probably chart, I would imagine, your story for advice, how they're actually going to break it, make it and stay there. I suppose you haven't even thought of that at this stage. You're just worried about, will that single stay on the charts?
It sort of moved so quickly, we're just sort of going with the flow. It's just happened like that really for us. Heart taking in it.
Yeah, it's only been 4 months that we've been together as a band, as Bad Boys Inc.
You remember those days well, look?
Yeah, I'd say go with the flow for as little as possible and start looking ahead as soon as possible.
Who, in that respect, would you look up to and admire? Who has stayed the pace? Who has made it in the area you were in with Bros and yet still hung in there? I think
probably George Michael. I think he's made a great transition from being the pop idol. I think he's probably someone. If it had never been done before, I think I wouldn't bother. But the fact he's done it so well, I think gives you, not musically but professionally, I respect him very much, George Michael.
What about the image that you're trying to cultivate? I mean, the name Bad Boys. I mean, how bad is bad?
Well, we usually leave people to make up their own minds when they come and see us perform on stage.
Is bad meant to be good, or is bad meant to be grim? Mean sort of.
I know. It's. I think we're just supposed to be kind of like cheeky. But not this time of the morning.
Oh, tell me about it. Well, it's all going to happen in Parkin's in Tune.
It is indeed. Parkin's in Tune because it's Monday, of course. We have Bad Boys Inc., as Eamon has so rightly said. And as well as that, this picture here, I won't show you the other side, but this has got the bit of Take That gossip that you need. It's all coming up with Max's World and Tom and Jerry after the break.
You should see this after this.